flows easy like the breeze, flowing from the fountain high upon Easy Mountain.
Another exciting episode. Welcome to the Easy Mountain Podcast, guys. Today we've got an awesome one. We've got Anthony and AJ from the Treehouse Lounge. How are we doing, guys?
Good, guys. Thanks for having us out, man. I'm excited. We've been pumped about doing this with you guys, so we're pumped.
Equally pumped over here.
Yeah.
You guys are doing some awesome stuff. Just, kind of like us over here in Republic. First dispensary kind of opened in the area, doing some new stuff, new to the community when we opened. You guys, there are no other consumption lounges around here. You guys are doing some groundbreaking stuff, a new business model in general. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, we always talk about a lot of times, like if you ever have a question about something, it's like we just ask ourselves because there's not a lot of people to reach out to, like, hey, what do you do if you find this situation? And so we do have a lot more. There are more consumption lounges opening up around the state now, it seems like, and they do call us and ask questions, which is kind of cool. But we're still winging it half the time anyway. Just like, you have to do it. And you know how it is. You got to wing it a little bit. So
yeah,
fake it till you make it, right?
I feel like it's kind of helped us though too. Like we didn't follow a model and not be organic to us.
Yeah,
right? We could just go out there and be like, this is how we're doing it. I hope people think this is cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. With being in a brand new thing, right? With no one to ask the questions to. I know for us, like when we go to the state and ask, well, what do you think about this? At least for the whole first part of it, they were like, we'll get back to you, because they didn't know.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
So are you guys finding that that's the same situation for you guys?
It is, which is a good thing and a bad thing, kind of, because if you have a question, you're not sure if you're allowed to do something or not.
Right.
They don't know if you're allowed to do it either. A lot of times.
So now asking it is
kind of goes back and forth, but at the same time, it's frustrating sometimes not being able to get an answer right now when you have an event that you want to do or something, and you got to try to figure it out.
We've found that they will let you know. Right? Not that we try to do everything the right way, but if we ever do anything wrong, we'll find out.
So they send you a nicely worded letter,
call us.
Well, bingo, for example, we try to do bingo in a different way. We thought, since we weren't giving away any cash prizes, but the state gave us a nice call and said, you're 100% wrong, and you need to do it a different way or stop. And so we learned that we needed to have a nonprofit involved, which is cool. We can bless a nonprofit.
Yeah.
And, we're gonna have the Freedom Grow for our next bingo. So it's cool. We're learning as we go, and it gets better.
They were awesome.
Yeah, they were awesome, man.
Yeah.
When that guy sat down and told us the story,
Lanier.
Randy Lanier. When he sat down next to us, and we're just like, he's a regular guy, and he starts talking. Like, this guy's not a regular guy, just real quick you realize it. Great guy, though.
28 years in prison for weed.
For a plant.
Crazy.
And also smuggling all of the weed for his F1 racing team. So, you're going to do it, right?
Yeah. That
He
shows
did
you.
go big.
Yeah, he did go big.
Literally, for anybody that knows me knows I love weed and race cars like an
He's a
idol.
personal hero.
We went.
Do one thing.
We went back and watched his Netflix episode after we met him at the tournament. Yeah. And we were just blew our minds, and we couldn't believe he got Rookie of the Year in Formula One in the Indianapolis 500. He got 10th place.
Holy cow!
And won Rookie of the Year.
High as a bejesus.
While he's smuggling 175,000 pounds of weed
with no cell phones.
Yeah.
Getting it done logistically.
Smart guy, man. You talk about stoners are not lazy. People always like to make that assumption, but you see a guy like that and you realize, man, this guy's a genius.
For sure.
He used it in the wrong way maybe at the time, but he's a genius still.
A pioneer, right?
A pioneer, absolutely.
How many of those guys are in prison still, right? The pioneers of weed that are still stuck because they were the first to do it.
Yeah.
For sure. Man, he had a great attitude though.
And that's why it's important, though, to get those guys involved in your bingo and what we saw each other last weekend or whatever at the Vlasic Classic, raising a bunch of money to try to get cannabis prisoners out of prison, So, we are out here running our legal businesses and profiting off of it. And there are guys similar to Randy Lanier that are still locked up. So good for you guys for getting the Freedom Grow involved in bingo, and I'm sure you guys utilize nonprofits in other areas and stuff like that, just like us. But
you're not going to call it bongo?
Oh yeah, right.
Missed opportunity.
We've learned that bingo is a word that
keyword
people really like. We tried plingo, which was it was
Plinko,
his idea.
Bingo. We played bingo to get to play plinko, thinking people love both of those things, but it just didn't hit. Bingo, for some reason, hits people on a different level. So
it's one of those SEO terms.
It is. I'm telling you,
actually drawing people in.
It's crazy.
We would explain it. We would do videos explaining it. This is what Plingo is, and people can be like, I just can't understand what that game is. I'm not coming. Okay, we're gonna dumb it to make it simpler.
Yeah.
Okay, it's bingo again.
Yeah, bingo. We're back.
Okay, so speaking of dumbing it down, there may be some people out there that don't know really what the Treehouse Lounge is.
Yeah, for sure.
Break it down for those people.
Man, I would say there's a ton of people still out there that don't know what we do.
Calls all the time.
And we get people in the lounge, brand new all the time, that just, can I bring my own weed to the lounge? Can I bring my own product? What can I do? And those are great questions. Like, questions that this is one of the first ones that's ever existed, so it's hard to know. But we let people come in and enjoy and consume cannabis, whether it's their own cannabis, whether we have a sponsorship from one of the brands or dispensaries in the area that want to try their product and give it away. We always explain it like Costco free sample day. Like, your favorite day at Costco is free sample day. You get to go in and get all the free stuff. And so when we first opened and we didn't have as many sponsorships, people were still learning about the process and buying into the idea. One thing that we kind of came up with that people really liked was, I lost my train of thought there. Was it? They came out and tried the product, but before they could try the product, what was I going to say?
Costco free sample day.
Costco free sample.
And it's
these are the dangerous side effects.
I know. I haven't smoked yet.
You can come in and whether you're there for the day, month, year, or whatever, it's a membership model. So we can smoke in private, in public, and people come in and you can stay all day long. You can bring your own. You can try what we have there for the samples, and it kind of just connects the brands that are trying to connect in a new market to the people. And then also gives them a place to socially kind of see what other people are doing and how they're doing it.
For sure, yeah.
I kind of remembered. So when we first opened, we put out stickers. So if you guys ever give us stickers, any of the brand gives us stickers, we just let people have those. They love stickers.
Of course.
They do love stickers.
And we had people come back in and say they bought brands specifically off the sticker they had gotten they didn't know anything about it. Sure. Terpenes percentage, they bought it only off the sticker. And as soon as we heard that, we're like, man, imagine if they could try it first. If you could try it and then go to the dispensary, know what you were looking for, it really helps everyone out, And I know you guys run into, you don't have a lot of time sometimes. Your guys are in and out and they got to hurry to get through people. The one thing I think that helps is just having time for us to explain it to them, show them what the product is, let them have a taste of it, which is kind of crazy to even think about. And then go make their own decision at the dispensary without having to ask them. Like, I know I like that.
I actually just thought we've hardly ever get asked what's the THC percentage of that.
Never, that's true.
Almost never. Because they just tried it and they loved it. And what does that matter anymore?
It's so true. It doesn't matter when you know, but when you're conditioned to, you can't smell it and you can't even see it.
Right.
Absolutely.
I might as well ask the only stat I know to ask.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's true.
So
Very
it
true.
makes sense. It does make sense, but what a cool thing to be able to offer. So do you guys do those Costco sample days regularly, or how's that set up?
As long as we have a sponsor, right? So as long as we have a sponsor sponsoring the lounge, we'll have a sample to give away, and we prefer that be someone local that we can give away their stuff. If we don't have a sponsor, we'll still usually bring something cheap in to give people because we want you to have an experience when you get there too. But we run it all the time. So sometimes we will do exclusive parties where we just roll out a vibe menu or a head change menu, a new dab menu, just because we found when people come in and get to look and pick their own off of a menu, it kind of hits them harder a little bit too. You guys know about that all the way.
Yeah. So if we're open, the dab bar is open. The dab bar is hopefully sponsored by some local brand that they can connect with, and the vape bar is always there too. Timeless and Rove, they've always been good about kind of getting us their latest and greatest flavors, and that's probably our best connection to people. People love
the vape bar even more than the dab bar.
Oh my gosh,
just because it's easier barrier to entry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And people are comfortable with it. And when we opened, one of the things is we wanted to be a place that everyone felt comfortable. So if your grandma, maybe weed doesn't do it for her. She's tried weed and it just isn't strong enough. But she doesn't want to learn how to dab from the kid down the street who's going to give her a monster dab and rip her lungs out and think it's hilarious. Yeah. So we want to give grandma a place. It sounds crazy. We want to give grandma a place to learn how to consume differently these days, and feel comfortable and safe about it. Not like somebody's going to make a joke out of her or try to give her too much or just make money off of her. We want them to understand what they're doing and why they're doing it too.
For sure.
Yeah.
And you guys can't even sell the product, so people know that's not what you're there for.
Yeah, right. We're not
just
pushing
to try to sell them another dab.
True.
It's just
very true.
I can't.
And they try to buy it all the time, and we always get to say our favorite thing is "Hey, can I buy a joint off you?" I'm like, "No, but I can give you one."
Yeah,
here you go. And they're like, I had a guy start crying one time and hug me because he's like, "No one's ever just given me a joint before." Well, I just did it. Anytime, it was so cool.
It's cool to be able to do it. Yeah, it's awesome to be able to do it.
Cool.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite parts. It's cool.
You guys mentioned, and we don't need to get too into it, but like maybe a little bit of direction from the DCR here and there. How involved are they? Like, do you feel like they watch you guys like crazy, or do you feel like
probably on social media and stuff? I feel like they do watch us pretty closely, just because of the bingo thing. We were on our third bingo when they called us and told us we couldn't do it anymore, and we've seen people run tons of those. And so we're like, well, somebody's watching our stuff just to keep us on track. But it's good knowing that happens, helps keep us on track too, and not skipping any corners or anything too, I would say.
We know what to expect from them most of the time, and so like they haven't really surprised us too much. When we were first trying to open, there was a lot of conversation back and forth, right?
Yeah.
But we've kind of stayed within their guidelines, and they've been great. They've actually made avenues now where like you can there's tax avenues where you can be a consumption lounge without having to be just a private lounge, so nice. They've made it a little easier. We've taken our hits from the WWE and like some of these other places. We didn't realize licensing and how it works as we went. So we've learned as we've gone on that. Yeah. That's who we hear from the most.
I gotcha. Yeah. I gotcha. Okay. Well, that makes total sense too. And we've had kind of the same experience with the DCR. Honestly, a lot of people in the industry look at them like the big bad wolf or whatever. Yeah. But for the most part, they're pretty easy to work with as long as you're not doing anything that's clearly trying to skirt what they want done. Yeah. If they can see you're trying to abide by the rules, they're typically pretty easy to work with. So it's cool to hear that same thing from you guys, because I imagined you guys were kind of under the thumb.
Not too much, but we don't push it too much either. You know what I mean? We try to work with regulated brands as much as possible. We try to work with state brands and people who are legal and in the green, I would say. We don't try to push our limits with any of those stuff, just because one thing we always say, we could try to run a bar next door and run the weed lounge next to it, but we don't compete with anyone for the weed lounge. We'd have to compete with every bar in the city and and one thing we always love about the lounges, we've been open 2 years. November 11th will be our 2-year anniversary, and we've never had one fight or altercation the whole time we've been open. We've had
That's pretty sick.
Bouncers there. We've used to hire security for every event, and like it just never went like that. We had one lady get mad that nobody knew who she was. She expected people to know who she was.
Yeah. Who was she?
She was a tattoo artist of some kind. I still can't tell you who she is, but she would be not happy with me right now.
Well, shout out to her.
Shout out tattoo lady. The only person to get mad at the Treehouse Lounge.
That was the funny part too. When we were like trying to get insurance in the beginning. Yeah. And these insurance companies, they were like, well, what are you going to do when there's drug deals go wrong?
We're going to shoot back.
That's not. I promise. I just am sure that's not going to be an issue at all, because they buy that before they get here. What are you going to do when there's fights over the drugs? Like I don't
what we do.
Saying never, but that's never going to happen.
Have you ever heard of weed, lady? Like, you know anything about it?
Well, they only have metrics, right? They can only go off of what's happened before, so they can only think the worst case scenario.
Sure. Yeah.
And
when you
every
say
year we're
drug
around.
deal, your mind does go to a different place than buying an eighth.
Well, our 420 insurance for the day was how much compared to alcohol? If we were just an alcohol
5
event?
times the alcohol.
5 times the amount of an alcohol event was our insurance for just the 420 event we did.
Wow.
Yeah. Right.
Crazy.
How many incidents did you guys have that day?
Zero not one incident.
Well, actually,
one dog got a little rowdy because it was a dog-friendly event, and we had to ask the guy to have his dog leave, but that was the only thing.
Send your dog home.
Hey, man, do you mind talking
get an
to
Uber
your dog
for
and having him go?
Get an Uber for Bowie.
An edible, or is he cool? Or?
Shout out to Vlasic.
Hell
we got those dogs.
Dude, my dog loves those things too.
Man, speaking of CBD, that saves us too, because like we're all learning and we're all trying new things, and like people green out still. It's a thing. And we had a guy at the 420 event. It started at 2. At 2:30, we had our first green out, which is just
on the couch.
30 minutes.
He was sleeping on the couch.
But CBD, Nurse Sammy, shout out to her. You give them plenty of CBD, and they come back eventually.
Yeah.
So,
do you guys carry Undo?
We don't, but we do carry like
we undid.
We did.
we like that Rove CBD is what we use a lot of. Actually, the Rove kit they have with all the CBD, it just brings people like 15 minutes. They're back and partying with us, unless they're too embarrassed. This is what I'd like to say too. If you guys ever come to the Treehouse Lounge and you get too high, don't get embarrassed. It happens. People have got over drunk there for years and threw up all over the place.
Well, the thing
don't feel bad.
Drunk people don't have shame.
Exactly. That's
right.
True.
And also,
Very
there's a culture of drunkenness in America, right? We know what to do when someone's too drunk.
That's
right.
a great
we
point,
all know what to do. We get them some water, sit them down, get them some fried food. Like there's this reaction. If you pass by a bunch of sorority girls, they're like, "Oh my God, this is our best friend. We got to save their life." Like there's this culture of like what we do when we see a drunk person. fun.
You've done that so many
Dude,
times.
I love it.
Right.
He's like the Superman
I
of
need
sorority
attention.
girls.
I don't know how to communicate.
Yeah,
So
I get it.
no, but we don't have that
Hold my
culture
hair.
for cannabis or for psychedelics yet.
Yeah, that's a
right?
great point.
You know,
Absolutely
and so
right.
I think we're learning it. And
Yeah.
you're right. Don't be embarrassed. It's okay.
Don't
It's
get
okay.
embarrassed. Yeah, it's amazing. People will get embarrassed in like maybe how many greenhouses we had? Maybe 8 the whole time we've been open.
Yeah, and
maybe 2 have left afterwards. The other ones, 15 minutes later, they're back to partying with us again. Like nothing ever happened. That's how we prefer it. I just hate people to get embarrassed.
I'll be the first to admit I've publicly greened out on a few occasions.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah, Drew was there.
Did you go all the way down? Or?
Yeah.
Did
It
I go all the way
happens.
down?
No.
You're gonna have to ask Drew.
But you got to get up to get down.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
That's
Ain't
true.
that the truth? And I was up for sure,
It's
and then I
true.
was right back up. And so, yeah, it's nothing to be embarrassed
No,
of. Like
not
I
at all.
say that in all honesty because like if I can do it, anybody can green
Oh,
out.
absolutely.
Like you know, like it
Because
can
if it can
happen
to me,
anybody.
then it could happen to you.
It
Exactly.
can. We've had guys that have been members since day one with us. One of them passed out right at the bar. Like,
Yeah.
And we've seen him smoke more than anyone hardly ever, and he just had it. Maybe he just didn't get enough water that day. It could be anything. It's
could
not
be
your
right
tolerance,
strain,
you
you
know.
know?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
exactly. So I just want to stress that. Don't get embarrassed. Still hang out. Everyone's gonna take care of
We're
you.
not
Give
mad
you
at
water.
Am I being cool?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
You're still cool.
super cool.
Am I being cool?
You're not cool unless you do pass out.
We had a guy this weekend go down, and we're like, yeah, you hurting anywhere? You feel okay? He's like, I'm 60. I hurt everywhere every day. I'm like, all right, as long as you're all
good
right. As long as you're all right.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that much. I mean, people regulate themselves. It is just weed, but like sometimes, it's their first dab or that Zenko, our vape bar, will get them sometimes because it's just so smooth and easy.
You
Yeah,
can't.
it's like the
You don't
number
know
one.
you're breathing it in until
Yeah.
you've breathed it all in.
Yeah.
until it's too late.
Yeah,
Well,
It's
they
so
probably
smooth.
do vapes a lot, and so they're like, I rip vapes all day, I'm fine, but they don't rip 15 hits at one time. You
Yeah.
know, when you're taking it all in. So it's just hard to understand. And like Drew said, I mean, this is a whole new industry. We're all learning our own consumption levels in public
Right.
because we've never been able to do it in public. You pass out at your house,
You're
who
no
cares?
house.
Yeah, you get a snack
Yeah, you
when
just
you
wake up and you're like, oh damn, I gotta start that movie
yeah,
over
I drooled all
again.
over myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's like kind of relearning how to consume publicly. When we first opened, we had a guy. He's like, I can just hit this in front of all these people. We're like,
Oh,
yeah.
man, that was
Once.
cool.
No,
Yeah.
no, you got to hide.
That was
Yeah,
actually
right?
that was a
He's
neat
like-
moment because he'd always been in his basement, the old
Away
paper
from his
towel
kids
roll
and
with
family.
the
Right.
things, and like it's
doop
legal in
doop.
Missouri, but he just didn't want to upset his family upstairs, and so he's blowing out the window, and he's like, I feel like I can finally exhale.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
I can,
crazy to hear him say
Take a deep breath.
like the panic of like,
It's
oh,
so
I gotta get
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's awesome.
wild.
It's cool what you guys are doing, man.
I
It's-
appreciate it.
It's cool, we're pioneers of the industry, and it
crazy.
feels fun to be able to do that.
Yeah.
See all the people come in, in our shop coming in and being like, this is the first legal bag I've bought or whatever, or ever, and it's just I don't know. It's
And in Republic, Missouri, we never thought something like that
Yeah.
would be allowed, and you guys are out here doing it. I think that's cool too. Man.
Yeah.
We're all
Thank
doing
you.
it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And you guys don't know, these guys were one of the first ones we met up with when we opened the Treehouse Lounge. So we had a meeting with both these guys that were cool
Yeah.
enough to take our meeting and talk with us.
Took
And
the time, a
we had
couple
breakfast
doors.
together and kind of threw it down. It was a great time. So we
Yeah.
appreciate you guys taking time to listen to us that day too.
Well, I actually
That was
just
awesome.
TJ's gonna be mad if he's watching this because he's gonna see I got a hat on right now. But I just saw TJ
Nice.
like an hour before this, and
Heck
that's who
yeah.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
made the introduction and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
At least on my side.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was absolutely.
And I just when he mentioned that, me and Drew had talked about it, and we just thought, man, that's such a fucking cool idea, but it's gonna be a
Yeah.
lot of hard work, and we
Oh,
just.
yeah.
We can't quite wrap our head around it.
man.
And here we are years later, you guys being, wildly successful, tons of awesome
People
events.
actually liked it.
No, we knew
That's
people
where
would love it. We just thought,
didn't.
man, it's going to be so fucking
We weren't
hard.
sure. We were
So,
hoping.
We were like, man, we
Congratulations
just
to you
think this
guys.
is
Thank you.
cool, and no one else is gonna think
No.
this is cool until like people start showing up, and you're like,
Oh, okay,
thought it was cool. Yeah, like,
Fuck yeah.
it was
Yeah.
really cool.
It's
So
very cool.
Yeah, dude. Speaking of TJ, I started growing my hair out probably last December, and you go see him every couple of weeks, right? So he's part of the family, and I had to break up with him. And we need some time apart. I need to grow, and saw him at the fairgrounds, and we big old bro hug.
Yeah,
and I
dude.
feel like we both shed a tear a little bit. It's so good to see you.
It was so funny. Yeah, I was talking to him. He's like, yeah, I haven't seen him in little while, we're actually taking a little bit of a break. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a weird thing to say to a guy. And he's like, he's growing his hair out. And I was just like, oh, I got you.
Barber breakup.
Yeah, I was like, all right, that's cool. TJ's awesome.
He is awesome. During COVID, he would come over to like AJ's house.
No.
Oh, okay. He didn't come over to AJ's house and cut our hair in the garage all the time because nobody was open. So he would come give us haircuts in the garage. It was awesome. Dude.
That's
really cool.
It's over. I don't think they're going back and like
Right.
Hopefully not. Don't review the tape.
You say.
How many feet apart were you when he cut his hair?
Exactly. Huge scissors.
If you know TJ, not very
those
many.
Grand opening scissors. You would cut with dude. If you know TJ, not very many. Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
-1 foot.
Shout out to TJ. Shout out to Dash Fire
What's
Barber.
up, TJ? Yeah.
They're an awesome local business. If you guys are around here
Good
in
guys.
Southwest Missouri, your hairline's probably better than mine, so it'll probably look better. But your hair will look good if you go there.
Oh yeah.
So.
Right. And you feel good.
I'm going to try it out. I've been allergic to barbers for a little while, but
he could still trim you up.
Yeah.
Or just have them wash your hair, maybe for you. Just
and I don't like. If you can tell, I don't like washing it.
Oh really? No.
I like the dirty smell.
He's got super soft hands. So he's good. Sold.
So speaking of us doing this in areas that you wouldn't probably see it and stuff like that, or you wouldn't guess it to be as much. What about how's the local community been for you guys as far as
Great question.
Local law enforcement, local government, are they pro, against?
They've been amazing.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I think going into it again, it just everybody was worried, especially in Christian County.
Right.
The Greene County it was a little tougher to do it in Springfield, some of the smoking ordinances, but Christian they kind of opened their arms up. We just went into it saying we're gonna base it with a little bit of education. We're gonna have some. We all have to learn as it goes, and we haven't given anybody a place to do it. You made it legal to smoke it, but illegal to be seen doing it.
Yep.
And so I don't know.
They were receptive to that.
Yeah, they did, and then the police did too.
We kind of approached it differently, like he's saying too. Is like instead of going forward with like, hey, we have the right to do this. We kind of went with, hey, why don't you let us be your outlet when you do. If you have to ticket someone for public consumption, why not say, hey, we gave you guys a place you could do this out at the Treehouse legally. You still decide to do it in public. Now we can give you a ticket. If you're giving someone a ticket for smoking, but you don't give them an alternative to do it anywhere, how hard is it?
Right.
And even with our cancer center here, we talk before we open all the time. Like we have a regional cancer center here in Missouri that people come from all over to go to. My mom just fought cancer and lost her battle last year. But seeing people from all over the country come here to Springfield to get cancer treatment. Some of them are traveling 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, or spend the night here.
Yeah.
If those people use cannabis for their treatment, they can't do it at the hotel. They can't do it in their car. Where are they supposed to do it? Just hurt? Sorry, you got to hurt till you go back home. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And we were really against that. And so we opened this place thinking, man, worst case, we get cancer patients a place to smoke. Worst case, and it just became everyone wants to do it, and they felt the vibe, and they feel like we're real with our intentions. We want people to enjoy cannabis and do it socially, and I feel like that's kind of what we came to, and that's what people have really liked about it for the most part. I feel like
that's actually worked out a few times where obviously they got immuno issues and things too, so they can't be around big parties, but like during the day we can open up the lounge for them, and like it's such a cool thing just to give them a space.
Keep the pieces super clean for them,
really neat. It's just kind of hard to get a hold of those guys sometimes because there's not a lot of connectivity during the hospital.
The hospital's not recommending this or anything.
They're not. You guys all need a party at the Treehouse Lounge.
Right.
But no, I mean that's awesome, and hey, hurting every day, there may not be a cure for it. It may not just sometimes it does, but even if it just takes the edge off for people, that's
stops your mind.
Any relief, dude. Any relief when you're at that low spot.
Absolutely.
Admirable at best.
Well, give you something else to think about other than your problems, for 10 minutes or 20 minutes or however long it lasts. But I feel like, weed does that for a lot of people and helps them just escape for a little bit,
Yeah.
And that's it's important, no matter what you're going through in life, it's important to be able to get away for a little bit, And
social relief even, it gives them, I didn't realize even COVID broke us, and we didn't really know how to talk to each other anymore. And then we did this, we've been in, we just online and things. And so we opened this lounge, and a lot of the people, stoners, they can be awkward. We get people from all ranges, right? And people are relearning how to be together and socialize, and they're loving it. That's probably the biggest thing we get a lot of time is just thanks for having a place that we can have a place. To get together. It's not about the weed even. It's just about like their camaraderie and someone to talk to and someone that's not online.
Not being alone. Yeah.
Well, smoking is a communal thing in my mind. It's I don't get me wrong, love the solo smoke before bed or whatever, but a communal joint with friends and family that I love is I think one of the best ways to consume. And so it's just always been taboo for so long. You don't have the opportunity to really go out and meet people while you're doing it necessarily, and only in certain situations are you exposed to that. So to just be able to kind of go out, and if you choose to go in and start a conversation with somebody, great. You've got some common ground. If not, I can just sit here and
smoke by yourself.
Yeah, enjoy my thing and then go back home.
Play NBA Jam.
Yeah. Oh, we just added Street Fighter.
Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2?
Oh, yeah.
You don't go Street Fighter.
We got Street Fighter 2 machine yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Who's your go-to if you had to win a game right now?
I mean, I think Dalsim. It's hard to beat the reach.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right. It's kind of a cheat code.
And also the dance moves at the end.
Yeah, he does good. He's
I'm not
a lot of
game guy. I'm not gonna know a single.
Well,
character.
you're gonna pick Ryu because you're the hero.
Thank you.
Oh,
wow.
Nice. That was a good cover.
I like Blanco because you just push two buttons and they can't touch you.
Shocks.
Yeah. So do you, and something I'm thinking of, and I hadn't even really considered this, but I'm just thinking of this as like a Friday night. I'm going to go spend the night there, but not spend the whole night.
Sure.
Do you have people that are just like, I'm going to go escape from my family for an hour?
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah. On the way home.
That makes total sense. Why wouldn't you?
Dude, that highway there gets pretty congested on the way home from work at 5 o'clock on a Friday. And so I always try to tell people, you want to sit in traffic for an hour, just come on in and hang out for an hour and then head home, And so we get a lot of people that stop in just before they get home from work or before they get home, which is really cool too.
Some people try to separate their habit. Not that I think that you should, but some people do, Some people try to separate their habit from, if they've got young kids or maybe their wife's not the biggest fan or maybe their husband's not the biggest fan. So
they do have shame in their game.
Which, I don't think you need to have shame in your game, but if that's the arrangement you've agreed to, that's up to you.
It's in some people to do it separately, and I don't know if it makes them feel like they're doing something they shouldn't or what, but yes, it gives them a place to do it, and we have lockers there too, so they can just keep all of their supplies, everything there. And
your wife never knows how much you spend on weed, probably.
And if you're coming to free Costco nights, it's free.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So we're gonna want to clip this part. I think it's like your wife doesn't have to know about how much weed you got if you keep it
in your locker.
Yeah,
that's right.
So speaking of which, it sounds like you guys can bring your own pieces, but you guys also have pieces.
Yeah, 100%.
So meaning pipes all the way up to big bongs, or what do you guys have to offer to smoke?
You got the spinny thing.
That was a big thing. That was a big thing for us when we wanted to open. We wanted to have people try things they haven't bought in product, but also we want to try. There's a lot of new toys.
Yeah,
you go to a head shop and it's like a Toys R Us.
$7,000 smoking instruments out there that people can only dream of ever hitting out of.
And never get to try it. Let alone, I'm not going to buy something unless I get to try it first. Same with the weed and stuff, So
we want to be kind of sandbox style, right? Where you can come in and just play and see if and then we can connect it back to local head shops. Shout out to Two Chicks in a Head Shop. They've always been amazing.
Heck yeah.
But they get a discount there if they see it at our place and like it. So we got everything from pipes and bongs and things there that they can use. Some of the Zenkos and
glass, which
Puffcos.
Everyone loves the student glass, but it's our least favorite piece. It never tastes good. It's always gross by the time you get through it.
It's too much.
It's fun to see, but it's not fun to hit. And once you can see people's face change when they hit it the first time, I don't know what they're expecting, but they try and then they're like, ugh. Yeah, it tastes like old smoke. I'm like, it's like gravity bong.
Yeah.
You're smoking a gravity bong. It's going to be gross. So we usually...
This is a utility hit only. This is functional.
We want to try some dabs out of it, though. That's what we want to really try, but we just haven't got there yet. We want to try the dabs.
I mean, if they made one maybe that was smaller.
Maybe. That's a lot of dabs.
With the water.
Desk style.
And the water had to move a little bit faster, right? Just to make it...
They're not fun to clean either. Those
I
things
imagine
are not
that
fun.
when you first said that, I was like, because it's a huge pain in the ass.
It's a lot of pieces,
obviously.
It's
you guys are the ones that have to clean it.
It's a lot. We probably what would you say our favorite piece is? Probably that dual-headed bong.
For like what everybody likes?
Yeah, for what everyone likes.
Yeah, that dual headed. It's one of those that you can't break, right? So if someone knocks it off,
The ones you can throw, the wampets.
Yeah.
And it's got 2 stems on it, so couples like to hit it together and stuff.
But the volcano is always a hit.
Yeah.
That volcano, it's his. He's probably had it for 15 years
That's
or
a
something.
classic.
It's
the same price that it's always been.
It's crazy.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites. My friend
Inflation
bought it.
proof.
Dude,
It's
so
the same. It's crazy.
My friend bought it at Mr. Eddie's when Mr. Eddie's had just opened. His wife got mad. He spent so much money on
It
it.
was like $500.
So he traded me for some weed and for like another piece I had. And so I was like, I'll make that trade. And I've had it ever since. He passed away. But he would love to see it in the lounge. I always think every time someone's hitting it, I'm like, this guy would love to see this right now.
I mean, when we were using it back in the day, it was like, the homie that was moving the most weed had the extra cash to buy one of these things that are ridiculous. So we had it, and it was awesome to be able to fill that big bag with vaporized cannabis and pass it around. But it definitely felt like an excessive, even then it's like, as much as we loved it, it was like, this still seems, there should be more people here to enjoy this.
Yeah, that's why we kind of fell out of love with it too. Like,
you don't ever use it when you're just by yourself.
Right.
You always have to have somebody with you on it. I do like that you can reuse your cannabis after you're done to make edibles. Yeah. So that's really cool. Yeah. And back in the day, we used to smoke that when we wouldn't have anything else. We'd be smoking that 3 a.m. weed out of the vaporizer.
Been there.
Put you to sleep.
There's always that occasional one you get that was like, man, I don't know what was going on with that, but it hit harder than it did before.
I must have not vaped it as long.
Right.
That's awesome.
So what are the events that you guys are like having the most fun with right now, or what's the craziest stuff that you guys have had going on at the Treehouse Lounge?
Man, we're always trying to do new, different stuff, right? And we've got our like monthly events we always do because people just like the members like to know that they can come to the same Bricks and Blunts.
How many? What's your membership at right now? How many?
We've got about 60 annual members, and then we'll see. Over the weekend we'll see a couple hundred people and like daily memberships.
Yeah, probably. What was it? 2-3 weeks ago was our first weekend. We've had over 100 people in the lounge 2 nights in a row. So we had
that's excellent.
We had a comedy show with 125 people. And then the next night we had a rap show with about 115 people. So I mean, it was crazy. I know it doesn't sound a lot to a lot of people, but for a weed lounge, it's crazy to have.
No,
for us.
I mean, we understand. We understand that.
Yeah.
That is
awesome,
bringing people out. Yeah.
And 2 nights in a row to see it full was just great for us. I love, people are buying into this and they're actually into. There was non-weed smokers at the comedy show that just came with their wives who did smoke weed, and so it's kind of a cool thing. People are compromising to make their significant others happy and showing up. It's a cool thing. It's awesome when it's grown into.
I forgot what you asked in the first place.
Just
your most fun events. The Honest Ave video. I know that was just kind of a thing that popped up out of nowhere, but that was a blast.
Do you bring your son to that too? See that? Did he have a good time?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I mean, he's a huge fan of Honest Ave. So as soon as I told him, he's like, "Oh,
that's so cool." Yeah. That was
and
a crazy.
He had actually stopped by the store like a week before, just stopping in and buying some weed.
Heck
we were stoked because. I mean, I'm a big fan personally.
Yeah,
I think his music is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Love seeing people from our local community blow up and like wish him all the best. But yeah, I didn't make it out, which I was bummed because again, it was weed and cars.
You have all those.
I know. I was planning on it, but it was when he messaged me back and said that the thing was starting at 9:00. You guys know me at all. You know that I'm in bed by 9:00.
Yeah.
So that was probably being liberal
a rap
too.
Show that starts. Yeah, exactly. That's like a rap show that starts. So actually, he's going to come out at 11.
Oh yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So
it was a late
I
one.
missed out. That's my bad. But it looked sick. Tell me about it.
Oh, it was so cool, man. He couldn't have been a cooler guy either.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy, normal guy too.
Yeah.
But we were just shooting our YouTube. We do once a week just to talk about our events coming up for the week or whatever. And we get a call from our guy Aaron, actually. He's in a bunch of car clubs. Aaron Cupp, he drives a hearse. I don't know if you know him.
He's
in
a
bunch of different car clubs. And so he got a message that Honest Ave was looking for a place to shoot this music video. They redid Nelly's Country Grammar or whatever. And they kind of wanted to make it look like the original Country Grammar video. I think is what they were going for with all the cars and stuff is what it seemed like. So they came out and checked out the place. We met with not Honest Ave, but his staff. They loved it. We were just going to let them shoot the video, and then they came back and asked if they could do an after party inside with everyone too. And so we were like, that's what we wanted to do anyway. So heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what to think about.
Right.
You want to party at the party spot?
Yeah.
You got to bring at least 400 people.
It was fun, man. He just hung out and chilled afterward. He invited us over. He smoked a big old blunt with us.
They rolled like an 8 Swisher blunt out of like 8 Swishers, and so they had saved it to smoke with us. So we all got to smoke and hang out afterwards. Cool. But crazy, it's just like, and that was all in 24 hours. That whole thing went down. So it's like,
no kidding.
Sometimes just being flexible kind of gives you opportunities you just don't see a lot of times.
So you guys literally the day before didn't know that was going to happen.
No idea. Yeah.
2:00 probably, and then we stayed to meet him and stuff till probably 9 that night, and then we got the call. His agent called me at 11 and said they were going to do it the next day. So it was crazy. Yeah, it was awesome.
It was cool being able to call the bud tenders too. You know, we had bud tenders from all over coming out and just kind of hanging out with them. We were able to get on the stage,
and they got on the stage and got to picture them smoking with them and stuff. It was really cool for everybody who was able to show up, and it was awesome. It was great. It's one of those things you still can't believe it happened, really.
What
the heck?
Another kind of weird one we've got coming up. It's our first one we've done yet. Tomorrow night, we're doing our first single mingle. Like, if you're a single person, you at least know that person is cannabis friendly.
A stoner,
right?
So a stoner.
I don't want to tell you the rhyme scheme that I had for your single meetup.
Hit me with it. What'd you got?
I don't even want to say it.
Okay.
Say it.
Josh, you have to cut this out.
You can say it.
Stoner boner.
Oh, stoner boner.
I thought it was going to be way better than that.
I think everyone can get a stoner boner. I think that's anyone can.
I'm looking for stoner.
I thought it was.
We've never said anything like that on this program.
Single mingle, willing to tingle.
Well, that's.
I'm looking.
Actually, a lot. We'll use all of it.
I'm looking for a stoner moaner kind of.
Okay.
Whoa. I thought we were in the trust tree here.
You're guaranteeing results at the end. I'm only guaranteeing results at the beginning.
Right,
he's guaranteeing a cut.
Right?
Is what
Expectations need to be set appropriately.
So we actually have a host planned for it because on next Saturday, not this one, next Saturday on the 13th, we've got our first dating game. So stoner dating game, like the old school dating
High
game.
on love.
High on love.
High on love.
Yeah. And so we're going to be getting the contestants tomorrow night.
Who's hosting it?
Derek Luna. You're familiar with
Hilarious.
He's hilarious.
He's my favorite comedian.
That's going to be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
When is that?
The 13th is
of September.
Yeah.
We're kind of doing this meetup Thursday to let everyone meet, get comfortable, fill out their applications, and then we'll pick people for the show, and then we'll let them be in the show. It'll be just like your old school dating game. There'll be a curtain with 3 people on one side, 1 person on the other. We'll do 1 sober round, and then we'll hit a dab and do 1 high round.
I think that a good thing, I just immediately is like an idea for that is like take a bong rip and let's hear what it sounds like when like, can you handle it?
That's what I'm saying. Do you like them when you're high? Do you still like them when you're high?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you handle a bong rip?
Yeah.
Are you a real man?
That's true.
And I cough every time.
I do too.
We were asking Derek, like, what do you do if they're super awkward? Because, like, we're awkward people.
And we make fun of them.
And he's like, it would be great.
It would be, Derek will love that.
He is. He's going to do a great job.
So is that the same? Is that single mingle? Or is that a different event?
Single mingle is just the meetup to get everyone comfortable before the dating game. So
Gotcha.
if you come to single mingle, fill out an application, and then we'll pick applications for the show. Hopefully we'll have enough to pick future shows. This Thursday coming up.
Okay.
So, it might be too quick for this.
Like tomorrow?
Well, we can get at least a clip of this.
Well, it won't be tomorrow.
Yeah, it's too quick.
That is tomorrow. Sorry.
But the single mingle, it'd be fun.
Yeah, heck yeah. So the show though starts at the Treehouse, or when you guys will be filming and all, or doing all that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Saturday the 13th, September 13th at 7:00.
7:00. I think we open at 6. We'll be open at 2 that day. But 6:00, everyone come in, kind of get settled in, and then we'll start at 7.
Yeah.
And Derek will be there.
Awkward around each other.
Exactly. The host will be there. He wants to meet everyone and kind of get everyone's ideas too. So he wants to get some material on you guys.
Yeah, that's gonna be hilarious.
It should be fun, dude. People are excited about it. So
I hope true love is found.
there's not a place to meet stoners like for romantically either. You know, we talked about being a place you can meet just to have fun with each other, but there's not really a lot of people you could meet that way unless you just happen to come across it.
Frisbee Golf Park.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there you go. Frisbee Golf, Easy Mountain Dispensary.
Yeah, the parking lot of Easy
Mountain. Here a
Mountain.
lot.
Yeah, we should put a little room in where you just hang out if you're single.
Yeah, and a confessional room where they get to talk about the person.
That is going to be trouble. Is it a lockable door on the room?
No, it does seem like a horrible idea. Horrible idea.
Weed kind of escalates that part a little bit.
They're just all cuddling.
Yeah. They're just all sleeping in the closet. What's going on?
It's a nap closet. It's really
there you go.
ultimately just going to become a nap closet.
That's perfect.
Well, Yeah, a lot of good ideas come when you're a little stoned. Yeah, I think we should probably smoke some weed.
Good ideas and getting stoned.
This is also a consumption lounge, this set. So
Perfect.
Yeah, we don't compete with you guys. We don't have nearly the games.
There's no membership. Yeah. There's no way to apply. It's a very small,
you just have
select
to be cool
group.
And be invited.
Yep.
Invite only.
I've got a question. What this blanket right here? Does it have a story?
I don't think so.
No, I thought it might have been your mom's that you brought in or something.
So there are some items with some stories in here, but the blanket I think is not one of our cursed items.
I think this lava lamp is probably one of the oldest actual possessions.
That's
like
cool.
Nice. Like I think that I got that probably when I was like 10. So it's 22 plus years old.
You've been smoking weed since you were 10.
No, I started when I was 9, actually.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No. Yeah, you saved up for this.
That's when your parents started searching your room. And you had the level.
No, my dad actually, honestly, I didn't start smoking weed when I was that young. I barely smoked weed maybe a handful of times in high school. I really didn't smoke weed much in college.
We're the same way, right?
But my dad always thought I smoked like a ton of weed. He's like always on me for drugs in high school. And I'm like, I literally don't do drugs. Like,
whatever, Stoney.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What would a stoner say?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah. Maybe he just knew.
Yeah, you had a feeling.
I can feel it on you.
Yeah. He's like, how come I never find any weed in your drawer?
Yeah, he's too fucking good. Damn it. That's how I know he smokes weed, because I can't find his weed. All right, what do we got, Drew?
This is a Royal Flush from Vibe, but we also got that Ace.
That's in that one, I think, too.
Well, we don't need 2 of them. So.
We don't need 2. What do you think?
So you're opening that one.
Well, I'm smelling it.
Bring it. That's from that High Rollers box. That one's good. That's a good one.
So have you guys been in any consumption lounges around the country? You ever go to any when you're traveling?
I don't think so, actually.
Truthfully, I think your guys' lounge is the only lounge I've ever had the pleasure of being in.
No.
I don't know that
Honored.
I've ever been to another consumption lounge. Man, I feel like I for sure have in Vegas, but none of them. If I was,
Yeah.
I already forgot about it because
Yeah.
I feel like I've just made my own little consumption lounges everywhere.
Yeah,
I go.
That's right. They follow you. That's what we feel like too.
Nowadays,
I mean, I did, and I thought this a long time ago with playing music, right? Like for so long playing music, it was just this thing we had to hide. You know, like we'd load gear in, and then it's like, okay, let's go out to the van and park in the back of the parking lot and hope nobody bothers us. And there was one particular gig where we were loaded in, we were on the walk to the van, and I was like, I've had enough. Like this is where I make my stand.
Yeah.
And I remember my bass player being like, "What? And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not going to the van. We're smoking that shit right here, right?" I was like, "What's gonna happen?
That's awesome.
Like what's gonna happen? This is like 2014, maybe. Yeah. And I'm like, what's gonna happen? What's the worst thing that can happen? Someone calls the cops.
Where were you?
I was at Dublin's Pass on
nice.
Republic Road,
Yeah.
and so we're just doing like a little trio gig, and I was like, dude, we're gonna smoke it right here on the sidewalk. What's the worst thing that can happen? And what happened was from then on, we just smoked wherever we were. I was like, I don't care. I really don't care. If we get in trouble over it, I'll deal with it. Right, but I don't have a pound of weed on me. I got a super small amount of weed on me. Are cops really going to show up because someone called and said, "Hey, there's a guy smoking marijuana"? Like, hopefully they got better stuff to do with their time.
You get a couple dirty looks.
But no one ever called the cops that I'm aware of. Cops never showed up for sure, and I made a lot of friends.
Yeah.
That's
I bet.
That smells good.
Yeah.
It is good. You want to hit?
Just like a concert, dude. Just like
real. And I'm not a significant enough musician to make fans any other way.
Quit.
I need to be like, hey, come on, I got weed. All right, I guess we'll go to the show.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot better now, doesn't it?
Right.
Dude, that was actually a big thing we learned. We started researching the consumption lounges and like kind of historical third places, that aren't work, aren't home, like people and like that aren't alcohol. And for 100 years, we didn't have a lot of other options, right? But before the Prohibition, these tea rooms, jazz rooms, were all over the place, and there was more tea rooms in New York City than there are Starbucks now.
Wow.
And there was jazz and weed rooms, and so it's obviously always been a public, a social thing, right?
Absolutely, and a music thing,
and a music thing,
food thing,
it's
and
perfect.
It's just like when people come together to have a lot of fun. Like
Try
cannabis
to hold that by the sticker.
Is the salt on the popcorn. It is something that just automatically makes the whole thing better.
So, So before we get too far into it, I want to give these boys a rundown because we were chatting with them. They hit one with us.
Yes.
The other day.
The mighty hash hole.
I can't believe this rap
exists.
Yeah. So this is a Ace product, rolled by Mr. Turb. Shout out.
And this is because no waste, right? This is the way the indigenous peoples.
Yeah, because
would
paper
smoke it.
is wasteful. So this is actually a joint that is wrapped in hash, which is so awesome.
Delicious.
Love it. Tastes amazing.
Washes the heads, dries them, presses it into a little flat little pancake, and then rolls a joint. So yeah, this is Blue Mosa hash cone, which I just think is
that's incredible.
Yeah, hold it by the sticker. You hold it upright. You don't need to ash it.
You hold it by the sticker so you're not going to gum up with your fingers.
Right.
Yeah, because
it'll fall apart.
You've just got real, weed there. So
it's amazing.
Isn't fucking technology cool?
Yeah, it's incredible.
I'm thinking about all the people that can't roll a real joint. They're like, fuck those guys.
I got into rolling joints. So you guys roll a lot of joints?
No, yeah.
Blunts. That's
He's
what
a blunt guy,
blunts,
yeah.
So I've really, I think very recently, considering how long I've been smoking weed, have gotten into rolling joints, last few years. And I still, have like, God damn it, and I'm having to start over.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't happen too often anymore, but it does happen.
When you rush in, I feel like we rush.
Or the weed's a little
We're trying to put too much weed, or
there's a couple little variables.
Use one of those machines ever, like the little roller machines?
I don't.
Always get them too tight with those. Like when I was a kid, always would get them so tight.
Yeah, and so I figured out a pretty good way to roll a joint pretty consistently, but I still see, I'm still at the very beginning. It's like I can playing golf the other weekend. It's like, I can hit a golf ball okay, but like compared to someone who's really good, I am terrible.
Exactly right.
It's the same with joint rolling for me.
Same thing. We think we're good, and then we have like someone we should smoke out from California.
Yeah,
and he's like a pro roller. He rolls up a quarter pounder like it's nothing.
Incredible.
We're like rolls a Labubu. He rolled a Labubu one. It's crazy. This guy it makes you feel bad about yourself. Every time.
We were there for
buy that.
we were there. Finally,
yeah.
Labubu drew.
I would buy the Labubu.
I had to be told what Labubus were the other day. I just found that out about 3 days ago. So.
I did too.
You can't smoke all of them, so be careful.
Yeah.
You can make that mistake.
But the Josh Heinrich show where we should smoke rolled up. Was it a quarter pound joint? Or
a quarter pounder. And then at 420, we had him roll up a quarter pound hash hole for us too, because we weren't sure if it was the biggest one ever. Yeah. So we said it was, but we just weren't sure if it was or not.
Oh man, that was good.
Seems like it might have been.
Yeah, right.
What's impressive about those is like they smoke well. You can roll up those big old, party joints and like you got sags.
And
I'm always surprised how they taste good too. Like his joints taste good. A quarter pound, you think it's gonna taste like ash or nastiness.
It's gonna rip like the bong,
so good.
gravity bong.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Do you guys ever try to roll the cross joint?
No,
haven't you? I haven't had the
Don't do that one still. You think?
Yeah, just let it ride.
Yeah, so I know it seems like everything we've ever learned to ash this, but the last one we did with the Easy Mountain crew, it smoked all the way down. It did not break. So
that's amazing.
That's kind of what you're going for, I think, is like to try it.
We used to smoke brickweed. Now we're smoking this thing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
It's wild.
Thinking of like the swag. A pound of swag.
Oh, yeah.
It was like so hilarious. I mean, we knew then it was terrible.
Oh, yeah.
But
But if you found something that wasn't that, you were just amazed. You thought it was the greatest thing ever. I can't believe I got this, It actually looks like nugs. It's not in a square,
Yeah, those first few times were very magical.
Oh, yeah.
And now we've got weed superstores.
No crazy.
That's gotta it kind of gets to us a little bit when you have guys come in like nothing's like that stuff I had in 1977. Like, okay, but if you'd smoke this, like
you're right.
Yeah,
it's way better.
Yeah,
Acapulco Gold.
Acapulco Gold is exactly what they say every time.
My Don Heckmaster, is a good friend of mine who was, he passed away when he was 58 years old, and it's been 10 years, but
that sucks.
But he knew the shit from back in the day. Like he was a guy that could tell me, like, and I believed him, horse's mouth, this was the stuff. And he was also smoking weed with me, so it wasn't like he wasn't the guy that was like
too good.
No, he loved it all.
That's awesome.
But he could also say, he's like, dude, I'm telling you, this shit's crazy, but that Acapulco Gold from back then, dude, it was sticky. You could smoke a joint, and you'd get halfway through it, and it would be so sticky.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't hold it,
Yeah.
It's like, okay, must have been.
I believe you.
Must have been.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I always hear Thai stick a lot.
Yeah.
Everyone's about that old Thai stick.
That shit that's tied to
But we've also had people who come in the lounge that are older that said they won't smoke the younger people's weed because it's too strong.
Oh yeah.
And then we've had kids that say they won't. Oh, you guys have that dad's weed. We don't want to smoke that dad's weed.
I didn't even know how to take that.
Like,
Yeah,
what
we
are
grow
you
our
talking
own.
about? Like, does it taste old or something? They're like, no, you're just way stronger than our stuff these days. I'm like, what are you talking?
Dad
It's
weed.
weird. It's in the middle.
Yeah.
We're possibly the strongest weed genre of all time
I
right
would
now.
think so.
Yeah, we hit the perfect stride with
Yeah.
it. But when you look at the origins of cannabis and like modern consumption, the people smoking weed at Woodstock, they're smoking 2% THC.
Yeah,
Right.
it's crazy.
2%. And then by the time you get to the, into the 70s, into the 80s and the 90s, Sensimilla, right, which is just taking the males out.
Yep.
And then that took it all the way up to a whopping 6 to 8%.
Which is triple, That's
Exactly. But that's what Sublime was smoking.
Yeah.
Right? That's what Nirvana was smoking.
Oh no, sorry, dude.
No, I knew it was gonna be me.
I knew it was
I knew it was gonna be me.
Why didn't you say before?
Yeah, we
You
should have
called it before.
That would have been a fun game.
Yeah.
It's like the wishbone. You get to make the wish now. I
Yeah,
think.
you do.
You get the hash wish.
I wish I wouldn't have done that.
I wish I would go back.
I wish I was more careful.
Yeah, we
Man,
get
it's
one
awesome.
thing we talk about too. That's kind of we think we're just crazy sometimes, but how kind of like these weed companies they'll kind of market towards certain genres of people. It seems like always the same kind, like skaters, street people,
Soccer moms.
always the same. Soccer moms sometimes more, and luckily
The vape companies.
but like outdoor brands never really get a lot, like hunting and fishing and like.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge hunter or fisher. AJ likes to fish a lot, but like being around these guys our whole lives.
Fish
like,
whistle.
These fish
Gotta have it.
love to smoke, and so we're always trying to talk a brand into like, oh, I won't do that. We're always trying to talk a brand into doing a bass fishing team or something. Like, how cool would that be to sponsor a bass fishing team? You can make
That
a
would be
cool
very
boat
cool.
with sick colors.
I've never been on a bass boat where they didn't have the fish whistle in the tackle box. Right? Like, if you ain't catching fish, you got to change it somehow.
Right.
We need an Uncle Buck's OG or something. You know what I'm saying?
Uncle Buck's OG.
Yeah, don't sue us, please.
Yeah.
Wingo, go ahead and cut that.
cut that.
But no, you mentioned dad weed earlier. I've always heard that as just like generic terps. Like I've never heard of it as like a strength
too.
profile.
Yeah.
I've always just heard of people
That's
like,
what I was
oh, that's
thinking.
like dad weed. I'm not. That's like,
Dude, it turned me on my head
Kids.
because same. I've always heard it that way, and then like now we've got these kids that are 21, 22 coming up in it and trying it, and they're like, oh god, because like they might go buy the most conservative brand they can get, right? And so when they try something else, it's like, oh,
That is
dad
crazy.
weed, I'm not ready for that shit.
Well, young people are getting way more cognizant
Yeah,
of this
they
stuff.
are.
Isn't it
They're
weird?
drinking less. They're smoking less.
Absolutely.
They're changing the mediums in which they consume. They're going to, alcohol sales are down a lot.
You
Cannabis
see
sales
bars
obviously
closing
are
all over the
doing
place.
well. I think there's a lot of reasons for
Yeah,
that. There's for so long bars could depend on just being the watering hole that people needed to. They needed that
Addiction.
place to socialize in, and everyone's addicted to alcohol. And
Absolutely right.
everyone was in on it, right? They're advertising alcohol and cigarettes in every magazine and every sporting event and every television program. You're fine. And now that the people have more options and more education, right? Like the destigmatization of psilocybin,
Absolutely
right? Like
right,
everyone's over it.
Absolutely right.
Like no one considers that a criminal activity at all anymore,
Right.
And with the exception of like law enforcement, I guess.
Yeah, some of
but
them.
even then, I think that they know. Right?
Yeah.
It's like similar to cannabis. Like they know this isn't their problem. This isn't the thing that's making their job more difficult.
Exactly.
Even if it is illegal.
Especially in our area with how many people are affected by meth and fentanyl and all this other stuff.
Right. There's some
when you're
obvious
looking at
problems
mushrooms,
and-
you're like, it's hard to look at them the same. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And so, anyway, all these things changing so rapidly. It's just, what an opportunity. What a good opportunity to be a part of these things.
Yeah, it was when we were first jumping into this. Kind of what we said was, how many times in your lifetime does a new industry open up? Ever?
Heck yeah.
I'm sure you guys probably had the same
We've had
conversation,
that-
dude.
Yeah, it's
And
incredible.
like, you got to take that chance on the new industry because how many opportunities like this will you ever have in your whole life? And so we kind of just jumped in full force when we determined that, and like, it's been fun, man. We were having a lot of fun. A lot of it's still for the love of the game.
When you talk about the young people, the next generation coming up, they're also paying for more experiences and less consumerism,
It's all
right?
about experience. Too.
And so we try to make it more experiential in the lounge. And like, if we always say, if we can give them one moment the night could be 90% smoking weed and talking to your buddy. We get one cool moment if someone's up there dancing in a blow-up suit.
Yeah, we fill up a blow-up suit. Fill it with smoke.
That's what they're there for. I feel like.
Yeah, spectacle, entertainment, and just togetherness, right? Like anytime you can make an opportunity for people to come together, and you guys have done that. I've had a blast every time I've been at the Treehouse Lounge. You good? I think we're done.
I'm chilling.
Yeah,
all right. I'm chilling.
And it's speaking of being finished with the joint, I think brings us to do we have our gifts?
Yes. Awesome. Let's play a game first.
Well, we're gonna play a game, but we can do the gifts and a game because the gifts is a game.
The gifts are a game.
The gifts are a game. Well, partly.
Oh.
So
the gifts aren't a game, dude. These are some badass records.
For all of our guests.
Man.
We know one of the bands, and we listened to the other one, which we didn't know. So I didn't want to presume your guys' music taste.
Yeah.
So while we're at it, what kind of music are you guys listening to?
And I really like everything.
You're going to love this.
Yeah, everything. I mean, from rockabilly to hip-hop to...
I respect a good beat.
Yeah.
Then you're going to love this. So, excellent. You got the third one over there? Okay, so the first record is called The Last Puff by Spooky Tooth.
Yeah.
Harrison.
That is cool.
It is rocking. I'll slap it on before you guys.
Nice.
Yes.
A very dope album.
So
We listened
cool.
to it before.
I want to party with these two guys.
Yeah, me too.
For real. Spooky Tooth?
Yeah.
Dude, he looks like he's getting down.
And then the other one, this is kind of funny, and I'd heard of the band because I worked at a restaurant called the Flying Burrito in Fayetteville, Arkansas with Wingo a long time ago, and their restaurant was named after this band called the Flying Burrito Bros.
Whoa.
And this record is super trippy, and so
sick.
I thought that'd be cool.
Damn, that is cool.
I bought you guys a thing. I was like,
That is
thank
cool.
you. Thank you.
Well, I don't know if you know this. We do Reefer and Records night at the lounge every month. It's like one of our monthly
This
events.
Saturday
We play
night.
records and board games and smoke weed.
So
these will be added to our
bad
collection.
boys.
Oh yeah, these will be there. Thank you guys so much. Looks like some Silence of the Lambs stuff almost kind of there.
Who
doesn't it?
knows? Who knows what's happening?
Dun, dun.
I think you have those same pants.
I do.
And so then we got
Should have wore those.
in the spirit of the camaraderie you guys facilitate at the Treehouse
so
Lounge. We got you some games, and you guys have games in there already. But and maybe hopefully you don't have these already.
Nope, I don't think we do. Not those.
So this one is the worst case scenario card game.
Nice.
With the make it worse bonus gameplay.
oh,
And
wow.
so
That sounds really, really bad.
It can always get
Make
worse.
it worse.
This one I think will be
That's
the
so cool.
most challenging black belt level game in the entire
This one right
lounge.
here?
And it is you can't say
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you can't say Good luck with that.
We will have a hard time
stoners.
with that for sure. That is an awesome one. People are gonna love these.
And then this one, which I think
That's so funny.
Cool.
We'll
Thank
do
you.
we'll do a quick explanation. We'll do a quick cut, and we'll play around to this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
this
hell
one's
yeah.
called Head Trip. It's a new game by Cards
Trip.
Against Humanity.
Nice. People love
my
Cards Against Humanity at the
understanding, it's
so
lounge.
much fun.
Yeah, so we've got a game set up, and we're gonna.
I hope there's an obnoxious buzzer in this.
Yeah.
So
Heck
we
yeah.
got a simplified setup. So we're gonna take a
Thank
real
you, guys.
quick break.
Okay,
And then we're
awesome.
gonna set and play this game.
Let's
you, guys.
do it.
Then that'll be a great podcast.
Yeah.
Head trip.
Head Trip. So
Head Trip.
we are back, and we're going to play this game called Head Trip, and I am Congress. So I'm told. So I am Congress, and that means I'm going to draw this card and read it, and then you guys are going to, and then I'm going to. Okay, we'll go from there. So first,
Just
thing
go ahead.
First, draw the card. Okay, so this is a serious Batman movie. You are Batman. You come home one day to find your wife fucking another Batman. Like they're really going at it. What are you thinking? And so,
At least it's not Robin.
answer A is I wasn't aware there was another Batman.
All right.
Answer B is was she sleeping with this Batman the entire time? Answer C, which one of us is the original Batman? And D, should I leave?
So we pick what he
What
would
would you
pick?
think I would do?
Yeah,
pick what we
but
think.
we have to
I
let
see.
him pick first because we
okay,
don't want him to throw off.
Okay.
Well, I just as psychology don't want to tell him what I'm thinking.
Well, but he's picking as Congress. From the perspective of Congress, what would Congress pick?
Oh.
So you're in the head of Congress, and then you as Congress are making an answer.
Okay, so as Congress, what would I think is the thing that needs to be most important here? What would I prioritize?
Yeah.
And also as Congress and how Congress thinks and behaves.
Oh.
So I have my answer.
Okay, now you guys discuss and decide what you think and why.
Do we all come to one decision, or we each have?
Yes.
Okay.
I wasn't aware there was another Batman. Was she sleeping with this other Batman the entire time? Which of us is the original Batman? Should I leave? He is thinking like Congress. I know if it was Drew, he would be thinking, should I leave? Because he's non-confrontational.
Yeah.
I am as Batman.
Is the other side of that, should I stick around? Should I, you know what I mean? If you're not going to leave.
Okay.
What are you thinking, Congress?
Congress is very selfish and short-sighted.
Right.
I would think they'd be pretty interested in who came first.
Oh, yeah, man.
Wow.
The original Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would want to know, yeah.
So that would be, was she sleeping with this Batman the entire time, or which one of us is the original Batman?
That's what I think. I
Right.
think the original Batman, probably not.
As Congress. Congress is selfish.
Congress is thinking C. Is that what we're thinking?
What do you think that Drew would think that Congress thinks?
Truthfully, I don't know what Drew would think Congress would think about Batman
what-
fucking another Batman. That's a hard headspace to put myself in right now. I was in that headspace earlier this morning, but something happened to me on the way over, and it threw me off.
It's not a safe place to stay.
Yeah, no, you don't want to be there long. I'm thinking C. I mean, I'm just.
think so.
Which one of us is the original Batman? They probably want to know if they need to be at work the next day. Or
Yeah,
not, you know?
for sure.
Right. Are we redundant? If so,
I
great.
actually picked A,
Fuck.
which was I wasn't aware there was another Batman because Congress also feigns ignorance all the time. It's constantly just trying to avoid any accountability.
Conflict,
I had no
that's
idea.
That's
I can't be held responsible for this.
Yeah.
This is not my fault.
This is not in any way my fault or responsibility.
You can't be mad at me.
Then
That's fair.
should I leave?
Yeah.
That's fair.
How do I get
Just
out
so
of this?
you know,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not in
this-
trouble, and I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. This had nothing to do with me.
That makes sense.
That's fair.
All right, cool. Next.
All right. Alex.
So, Alex, you are. This is a job interview. And here's your
Pan or Pam? Was it Pan?
I think I can help with the whole Pam situation.
Okay. This is a job interview. How many beavers would you destroy to guarantee the passage of sensible gun control legislation? Oh,
That's a sacrifice.
what an interesting question. How much time do you guys have? Question A, I would destroy 1 million beavers for that.
1 million beavers.
Ooh,
It
wow.
doesn't seem like that, man.
Or answer A, excuse me. Answer B, there really is no limit of beavers I would destroy.
Okay.
For peace.
Answer C, yeah, for peace.
For peace.
No, we're talking about sensible gun control here, not peace. What the fuck are you talking about? Killing beavers? I already have destroyed countless beavers.
Wow, that's
Um.
a little flash in there.
Okay. So you gotta pick your.
This is a job interview. How many beavers would you destroy to guarantee the passage of sensible gun control?
I mean, one could ask how much wood a woodchuck would chuck if they could chuck wood. What's the difference between a woodchuck and a beaver?
I think mostly just the dam building
Is that
Probably a
and the
better
big, and
PR
the big
agent.
tails.
tails?
I don't think there's any difference.
You probably have more varieties of groundhog
Yeah.
and woodchucks than you do of beavers. I
They
think that's
probably
just a
don't
more
eat as much wood,
specialized
huh? Yeah.
variety. Did you?
I have
made
chosen.
a choice.
Nice.
So I know Alex is he's good in a job interview.
Yeah, okay.
Right. He's coming
Yeah.
prepared, and I presume that this is a question that's pertinent to the job.
Okay.
Exactly
You
what I
know,
was thinking.
I
Right?
want to
Wildlife
say that this
Association.
is an important thing that he's already done his research and knows this is going to be something that probably comes up.
Right.
And he has a prepared answer, and it is I have already killed countless beavers. I think that he's wanting to show. Look, I'm ahead of you.
I'm with you guys.
Not only do I need this job and deserve this job, I'm already doing this job.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a reward.
Check my
for
trunk.
this.
I've got carcasses.
But I don't know. I mean, that's my. It's that or there's no limit. It's either D or there's no limit to the number of beavers I would destroy to get this job.
Yeah, I think that's the extra level. Like if you didn't know going in, you would just say, "I'll do anything for this job. I'll kill all the beavers."
I think I'm with I'm already destroying countless beavers
Sounds
too.
good.
I think I kind of like that one.
It feels like it's very proactive.
He's like already knows the question, so he's like, I got a perfect answer for these guys. I'm gonna show them a bunch of beavers when I get there.
What do you?
All right, that's what we're going with.
Tell me. Lock it in.
D locked in. D locked in.
Drew knows me pretty well.
Oh,
Nice.
If you're going to interview with me and I'm going to ask you a question like that, you better fucking already be doing this
shit. You're already there.
No beavers are a problem for us.
Okay.
Did this guy wear a full beaver suit in this interview?
I get a point. Anthony, you're up, dude.
Nice job.
And you're on a first date.
Oh, nice.
Am I at the single mingle?
You might
right
be.
now?
You don't. Also, he doesn't have to stick with this question if he doesn't want to, does he? He could even. He
I
could
love
next
this
if
question.
he wants. Okay,
this is
awesome.
actually the favorite question I've ever been asked in my life. How tight is your butthole?
Oh my god! And on a date too.
Well, I usually start with what do you do for a living, but who knows? A, pretty tight.
Still feels like a job interview.
Did I get the job? B, not as tight as it used to be. C, looser than a dead snake.
Wow.
Or D, you tell me, cowboy. What kind of date is this?
Yeah. Looser than a dead snake.
And it's a first date. I wouldn't want to. Okay, well, you guys have to guess what I would answer.
You got to pick your answer.
Okay.
And then
I won't talk it out
we
then. We
will decide what we think of you.
AJ, what do you think?
Well, he's got
What do I think that he?
Oh
would-
yeah. My bad.
We don't want to give away any clues to how we feel about it. He's made his answer.
Are you sure you did that right?
If I didn't, I've got a lot of explaining.
Okay, so let's read. We know the question. Let's reread the answers one time.
Okay. All right. How tight is your butthole? In case you guys didn't hear. Pretty tight.
No.
Not as tight as it used to be.
Definitely.
Looser than a dead snake.
Hard to imagine.
You tell me, cowboy.
Also pretty tough to put myself in that headspace.
First date.
First date though.
First date.
Right.
On
First date, Anthony's gonna try to represent as much value as possible.
Yeah,
right?
as you do.
Yeah, he's not gonna say I'm loosey goosey, or probably not that he's old and is not as good as he used to be. He's probably gonna try to put his best butthole forward.
So that's a logical step.
Yeah, I would say either he would say pretty tight and confidently and deliver it, or you tell me, cowboy.
Oh wow.
Ooh. Yeah.
Ooh. Wow.
Well, it does seem like a bit of a toss-up.
It does.
Before he set those, or after he set those down, I said, "Are you sure you did that right?" And he said, "If not, I have a lot of explaining to do." Which to me,
That's true.
to me means that he played it safe and he didn't go with the "you tell me, cowboy." I think that he probably answered legitimately.
Snake.
What he wants to pass off as legitimately. Right. Yeah, and being tight. But yeah, we all know it's looser than a dead snake. Right.
I appreciate your confidence in my tight butthole.
So I'd vote A, but I'm gonna side with you. You know him better than
He
anybody
picked
else.
two
He's got good
answers. He
insight.
picked two
And
answers.
he did describe his reasoning like sound and quickly.
That's true.
Yep.
So, but
We've
I got to
known
pick
each
one,
other
right?
a long time.
Well, it doesn't mean I know anything about his butthole.
Yeah, right.
You don't have to try to save face here.
So knowing him as well as I do,
Yeah.
I would actually just say he would say pretty tight.
Okay. A. Our answer is A.
All right. Are you guys ready?
We are.
Not as tight as they used to be.
Damn it.
I should have spoken
You
up.
know, I just turned 41 recently, so
Yeah,
I really feel like I've lost a step, and so I feel like I want to be honest with that going into it.
Damn, that would have been my answer.
Yeah.
Because I understand what you're saying on a first date. You want to.
Yeah, I really wish
he just said that to get me wrong.
Here's the thing. I admire the confidence you have in your friend.
Yeah. When he was explaining it, I'm like, man, I should have said that. He's right.
It's still pretty
Never
tight.
going on a second date.
He really believes in me.
It's not as good as it once was.
Yeah. All
But
right.
it's still there.
Last card.
Dang.
AJ.
I like that one. Great question choice there. I like it.
You are me after 4 margaritas.
Oh, Drew?
No, it just says you are me after 4 margaritas, and I don't know.
Oh, he's just himself
Okay.
after 4 margaritas.
You're just you after 4 margaritas, and your question.
Should you choose to
You
accept?
can pick another one if you like.
Oh, this is.
You can't turn
This
them
couldn't be more
down.
perfect. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Oh,
Okay,
AJ
after
is a
4
huge
margaritas?
Ninja Turtle.
Yes. Yeah.
I just can't imagine that it changes.
Yeah, I was gonna say it only gets
After
more
4
intense.
margaritas. But go ahead and answer, and then we will.
April's not even on here.
Oh my god! Pull his Ninja Turtle card.
A. Leonardo. He's a born leader and fiercely loyal to his friends. B. Donatello. He's as good with a computer as he is with his bow staff. C. Michelangelo. He's a radical dude with an awesome dude. Or D. Arnie Rifkin, the 76-year-old Jewish Ninja Turtle from White Plains, New York.
Raphael didn't even make the cut.
Raph didn't even make it. Poor guy. All right. What a weird deal.
Okay.
After 4
This is a bit of a
margaritas.
curveball.
Yeah.
After 4 margaritas.
After 4 margaritas. Okay, but let's let. He has to pick.
All right.
So obviously, the answer is Michelangelo. Is everyone's most favorite Ninja Turtle.
I think it's
But-
Michelangelo as well.
But
AJ's favorite Ninja Turtle is Donatello always.
Ooh.
He thinks he's funny
so he
and
actually
smart.
knows this about
yeah.
your friend.
Yeah.
Inside information. However, we also have to
margaritas.
ask the question of why is the 4th option even on the table?
Yeah, why is
And we
that
have to
on there?
presume that is because AJ is 4 margaritas in somewhere like an airport lounge. He's just made a friend
Yep.
who has somehow convinced him that he is one of the Ninja Turtles.
I can see that.
And his name is
Arnie Rifkin,
Arnie Rifkin.
Arnie Rifkin.
76-year-old.
And maybe that's now his new because he's met him. He's never
Yeah.
met Donatello,
Yeah.
but he's met Arnie Rifkin.
Maybe that's the voice of Raphael.
Oh, is
Who
it?
knows? Who knows?
Oh, whoa.
He's
Are
a
we looking up
super
Arnie
fan.
Rifkin? Okay, let's find out who Arnie Rifkin is
Super
real
fan.
quick, just in case.
4 margaritas deep, you can convince me that you were the voice of Raphael.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone.
No, we're not finding. Nothing's coming up. This is a.
Oh, not on Ninja
I
Turtle
mean,
specifically.
How old is he?
I'm gonna have to say if we already know his favorite
It's
Ninja
Donatello.
Turtle, it's Donatello. It's got
It's
to
gotta
be.
be Donatello.
Like we said at
I
the
don't think
beginning
it
of this,
changes,
4
yeah.
margaritas doesn't change.
Shouldn't really change.
Doesn't
Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle? It doesn't change it. It makes it
wouldn't-
more intense.
And I completely agree. And if the 4th answer had been Raphael, it'd be a no-brainer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But we get a curveball like Arnie Rifkin.
Oh. I'm going to stick with Donatello.
Okay, Donatello. Let's lock it in. Donatello.
B.
I went with C.
Oh shit!
Michelangelo.
Oh no!
I went with C because of the way he read it, but
You feel like you're more of a partier with 4 margaritas?
Yeah, exactly. Like, Donatello's the guy you want to hang out with all the time. But 4 margaritas deep. Who else you want to chill with?
His opinion did change.
That
In
did.
a radical, it did.
We underestimated the margaritas.
But he's literally a radical dude with an awesome dude.
He is, an
Yeah.
awesome dude.
And
also-
Donatello's going to get kind of wordy.
And if you're a
Yeah,
nerd like I am,
it's
you
true.
know that he's also. It's a spoiler. This is a Ninja Turtle spoiler, but he's the one that survives.
Yeah.
Right? He's the,
The
most
last
powerful one.
Ronin.
So, all right.
I heard they're making a Last Ronin movie.
They,
actually.
supposedly.
I hope so.
We can only pray
I pray so.
and smoke weed about it.
Yes.
All right.
Please.
Well, that was a fun game.
That was
Yeah, I
awesome.
liked it.
Thank you guys.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much for
Awesome
coming
in
on the
the
Easy
lounge.
Mountain
Heck
Podcast,
yeah.
guys. This
That's
was
so
awesome.
cool. Thanks for having us, guys. It was awesome talking to you.
We loved having you guys. It was a ton of fun.
Appreciate it.
Do you guys have any other events or anything like that you do want to make sure that you shout out or anything like that before you go?
Our closest one, we're doing another traveling event, Smoke on the Water. I don't know if you guys will be there or not.
Okay.
We're doing a Smoke on the Water event down at Lake of the Ozarks with Timeless.
Could we give away tickets to that from this? I don't know if that would be allowed.
Absolutely. Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely.
Like and
Let's
share
do it.
comments or something.
Yep.
I don't know.
What's the dates?
It's
September 27th.
Yep, September 27th. We'll have Dizzy Wright and Devin the Dude there, and it's put on by Timeless and about a dozen other brands, Latitude, and it's gonna be a great time.
And they hired us to come do the giveaways. We'll be running the dab bar down there. We'll be giving away all the product and everything for activation. So definitely come hang out. And see
So
us.
how many tickets will you guys give away?
We'll do a set of 2 tickets.
Yeah,
right?
So 2 tickets. So tag whoever you would bring in this clip of this reel. And
Like and
the
share.
And
the
like their
Treehouse
YouTube
guys,
page, too.
of course, please, always. And if you guys haven't already, like the Treehouse's Facebook page and all that stuff, do that. Facebook does not like to spread cannabis pages, so do that. But like and share this video and tag the person who you bring if you win the tickets, and these guys will pick the winners.
Yep, we'll pick the winners, and we'll do a big raffle giveaway online and show you guys who won, so you guys can see it too.
Yeah, either way, come out to the event. It's gonna be a blast. Last year was a crazy time. They're gonna have they're at what's that?
Lazy Gators.
Lazy Gators, and then there's a barge to take you back and forth. Little tiki
so they
barge.
have a barge on the lake that will be smoking on the barge. So you can actually smoke on the lake, which is kind of cool. So
Heck yeah,
it'll be a fun time.
that's gonna be a blast.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks for having us out.
Appreciate you.
We love what you guys do. Keeping the culture alive.
Awesome out here in Republic, so we appreciate you guys.
Thank you. We're trying, man.
Yeah, you do a great job. We appreciate you guys, and it's awesome. We're all local. We're all from here, dude. It's really cool to have it. So great people, guys. Come out to Republic and check out Easy Mountain. You will not be disappointed. They got some of the best freaking hash rolls and stuff out here anywhere. So
you guys both grew up out here in Republic, right?
Springfield.
Springfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
we're both in Ash Grove, so like literally same stomping ground.
nice.
Yeah, man.
Heck yeah. Well, we'll wrap it up here, but appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
See ya.